Hello, hi you guys. So this message is going to be for Leo women born August 12th, 1976. Even the little ones want your attention. And I'm gonna say, we ain't got time for that either. God said, get your little ones. And that's someone's truth, boo. I said, that one ain't got time for nothing. We stay in focus, and that's what we have to do. Yeah, it says my pride and ego got hurt, so I wanted revenge. I wanted you to hurt too, and it's coming out with addictions. It says toxic attachments, drugs, alcohol, and obsession. They already know they on drugs, and they know that, but they act like you don't know that. I said they already know you a drug head. And grandma said, that's what that one dude told that other dude, and that other dude told that other chick and said, that's kind of horrible. And God said, that's what you need to know here too. See, intuition. It says gut feeling, psychic, premonition, and sixth sense. God said, she can't feel nothing, especially when she on this. And grandma said, that's what she on here, boo. The same stuff that she be talking about. And that's what y'all need to know here too. It says we are living two separate lives. Your life don't mirror someone else's life. And that's a good thing. And they don't know what to say, but shoot, you on the up and up, but they not. And God said that's what they know too. I said all this is kind of a moot point. And grandma said that's what they know here, boo. It says, this connection bores me to death. It says, I need more excitement. And that's what you need to know. And this has been coming out the last couple of days. Like, people have really lost their rabbit mind. Kids have lost their rabbit mind too. And grandma said, that's what you need to know, boo. Heartbreak is here. It says, hurt, betrayal, grief, and disappointment. A lot of people don't know what to say, but you ain't in it. And they kind of feel messed up that you ain't in it per se, because they always want to deem people that's like you into being into some form of BS. And grandma said, but you ain't. And that's what's hurtful, boo. See, they hurt. They pride and ego is hurt. And they don't know what to do. They like, yeah, that one don't do nothing. And that's what's catastrophic here too. It says, I am not sure I can meet your expectation. The pressure is all too much. So the pressure is too much, but what kind of expectations do you have of these people? Nothing. Me, I stopped having expectations about a year ago. And when I was pregnant with my daughter, my therapist told me, he says, you know what, there's nothing wrong with you. You just have high expectations. And he told me once I lower my expectations, I will never be hurt, because you know what? You ain't going to expect nothing from nobody. I finally got that. I don't expect nobody to be at the same level that I'm at. And God said, that's what people don't know, boo. Expectations is here. It says, it's difficult for me to process my emotions. I am not available right now. You don't care. That's on them. They on drugs. When people on drugs, they can't feel nothing. And God said, that's what you already don't know yet. They ain't got no emotions. And God said, that's what we know here too. It says, I have karmic debt that I need to pay before I can come back to you. So someone got something to pay off, boo. We're living two separate lives. But you already know something. Tell me more. Yeah, it says, my focus is on my life. I can't be bothered with worrying about you. But you ain't even thinking about these people. And that's what's catastrophic. See, they want you to think about them. They want you to be all immersed into them, but you're not. And they don't know why. People are getting flabbergasted as to why you're not immersed all into them for some type of reason. Yeah, it says, no one makes me feel the way you do, but I'll take it to my grave before I tell you. These people are heartbroken, but it ain't got nothing to do with you. It's got something to do with the inside track of their working of whatever they got going on. And Grandma said that's what you need to know, boo. It ain't got nothing to do with you. So don't take on nothing that is not yours. Yeah, see, toxic relationship. Some of y'all could be in a relationship with these people. Good luck with that, especially when drugs are involved. People don't even know half of the time what they doing when they on drugs. And Grandma said that's what you know too. I said, yeah, she ain't get hype and she don't care. Just give me my money. That's gonna be our mind frame. Just give me my money. I don't care about all the extra stuff. And Grandma said that's what you need to know here too. Don't care about the extra stuff, boo. It says I cannot listen to your voice. It affects my soul. So even when you speaking, they don't know what to say. You shaking up some things. And Grandma said that's what you need to know here too. An ex-lover is here. So this could be somebody that's an ex of yours that say, I don't want to listen. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say. It bothers me. Someone is bothered by the sound of your voice. And that's what you need to know here, boo. Tell me more for Leo women born August 12th, 1976. It says, this situation has become difficult for me to manage mentally. It is draining. That's because you ain't falling for the okey doke. You ain't falling for the stupidity. And Grandma said, yeah. And you stood there like you didn't give a fuck? Yeah. And God said that's what you're supposed to do. Stand your ground. Make other people look stupid, boo. I said, ain't that the truth? Healing is here. It says wounds improving, mending, and progress. So change is happening, boo, because of you. That's what you need to know. Change is here. It says memories, the past, old flame, and nostalgic energy. They like, yeah, I miss you, boo. Dang. But these people got addictions. That's what you need to know. They addicted, boo. Yeah, we have the energy here, fulfillment and wishes here. So something is coming out of a situation. Dang. Okay, all them cards just fell. And that's what you need to know. Yeah, we have growth is here coming out with healing in reverse. So these people don't know how to see what they need to see for themselves, but they can see that, you know what, you ain't nobody to play with. And you can go 0 to 1,000,000. And a lot of people who know you personally know that, but other people that you're dealing with don't know that. And Grandma said that's what you need to know, boo. They don't know the other side of you. Tell me more. Yeah, we have receive and openness here, but it's in reverse. God say, you know what? Protect thyself. Protection is here. That's what you need to know. God really directs my footsteps. God tell me when to go, when to stop. God tell me when to slow down. God is here, boo. And God is with you. Yeah, it says freedom, leap, Uranus, and opportunity. So there's going to be something done about that because that is inappropriate. And Grandma said that's what they know here too. Yeah, deception and temptation. Toxic people, boo. And that's what you need to be leery of. Yeah, apology and forgiveness in reverse. So these people ain't gonna say apologies to you. They just gonna act like nothing happened. And that's their truth. Yeah, we have the moon is here. See, you already know. And you really looking like, yeah, get your toxic ass on somewhere. And that's what you need to know here too. Toxicity, boo. Yeah, this card came out in reverse. The 5 of Wands. You ain't even got to go through nothing no more. And that's what they know too. You ain't supposed to go through anything. And That's what they know. But they addictions and they drugs and everything that they be on send them off on a whole nother tangent. And grandma said that Negro snort cocaine on a regular and act like he sober. He not sober. That nigga ain't sober worth nothing. He not sober, boo. And grandma said that's what you need to know. Yeah, 3 of Wands coming out with the sun. So this is a future prediction. And all those cards that fell on the floor was meant to occur, boo. Yeah, we have the Queen of Swords energy is here. It says honesty, fair, cutthroat, objective, truthful, and independent. That's how you are. And that's how you should remain for the duration of your life. Yeah, the chariot is here. See, you've been through it. Yeah, determination, success, and moving forward. You like, shoot, I'm pushing through. Like my daddy say, I don't care what people is doing behind my back. Just give me my money. And God said, ain't that the truth?